What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Gonz Sports Talk, the show we not only talk about everything Baltimore Ravens, but around the NFL. But today it is a Baltimore Ravens video. We are wrapping up Week 11. The Ravens did get the victory against the New York Jets to improve to 6-5. And by the way, we are not just the Baltimore Ravens. We are the first place Baltimore Ravens in the AFC North.
We're,
Pittsburgh
we're wrapping up week
lost.
12.
Huh?
We're wrapping up week 12.
Oh, are we? Whatever. Everybody knows the deal. Pittsburgh has lost their Week 12 matchup to the Chicago Bears, and that puts us in first place. So we're really happy about that, at least for the time being. We are sitting at 6-5, but the tiebreaker goes to us because we are 2-0 in the division, and Pittsburgh is 2-1 in the division. Ravens trying to make that 3-0 on Thanksgiving night, so we'll see. But anyway. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I just don't. I can never remember what week we're in anymore. It's just, you know what? Every time we boot up a video, it's like a wild guess. I don't know. But we played the Jets. We beat the Jets 23-10. Not a super great game, but that's just how we've been winning recently. I mean, we're scoring just enough points to win. There's some moments where we have some rhythm, but the defense, though, has been holding it down. So we're going to briefly go over that in just a moment, go over our thoughts on how that game went, and then maybe a couple of extra things here and there because today is Monday. So, playing on Thursday, we're starting to get situated for that game. Ravens released their first injury report. The Harbaugh took the presser. So there's a couple things that we might want to touch on there, too. But before we dive in, real quick, how you doing tonight, Dom?
Doing good, man. Victory Monday night, I guess, by the time we're recording this. By the time people see this, it'll be early in the day. But doing great. Good to know we got a win. Great to see that we were able to climb out of a 1-5 hole. That's not an easy thing to do for any squad, no matter the schedule, because, winning in the NFL is not easy. So they got to tip their caps off to that. Still a lot more football to be played, I should say. But other than that, man, I mean, I'm feeling good. These guys really showed their heart these past couple of weeks. So kudos.
Yeah, and once again, since we're approaching the Thanksgiving season, which is, well, the holidays in 4 days, we got to be thankful for those Chicago Bears. So thank you so much for that. So let's talk about this game. We'll start with that. We'll start talking about our post-game thoughts on that. Ravens come away, like we said, 23-10. Sloppy first half. They did get it together in the second half, but at least the final score, they scored 23 points. They did score 20 points in the second half, so that was a much better looking thing. Whoa, what is that? That looks pretty interesting.
New backgrounds. There we go.
Very nice
for today because it's just sitting there gracefully.
Okay.
So,
cool. Very cool. So yeah, offense, very slow start. Only could muster 3 points going into halftime. Could have maybe had a touchdown. Mark Andrews dropped the ball again, though. So I thought we were done with that. But let's not make it a habit again. But yeah, second half a little bit better on offense. It was more of a complimentary thing, I thought, because the Ravens took the drive down. They scored a touchdown. Then defense got a stop on fourth down, which was great. And then they took it down and scored again. So that was the nice little complimentary factor that we were able to have. That kind of put the game away, in my opinion. So again, that was good. So when it was crunch time, there was complimentary football that showed up. So it was really nice to see the Ravens put touchdowns on the board inside the red zone as well. Was it perfect? No, we're still having issues in there. We are only like 2 for 5 in the red zone for touchdowns, but at least 2 of those trips in the second half were successful touchdown runs by the King himself, with pretty good blocking. So, I mean, it's just kind of weird. We execute it so well, and then other plays we just can't do anything. So it's still inconsistencies with this offensive line, but overall, I thought the line did a much better job than the Cleveland game. Lamar had time to pass for most of his throws. I thought since I was at the game, I could see the time in the pocket. I only think he took 1 sack. But a lot of those times, like especially in the second half on his throws over the middle to Zay Flowers, Tez Walker, he had time to pass. You could see some of those old those old visions of Lamar stepping up calmly in the pocket, throwing deep downfield that we haven't seen for a while. At least I didn't see it at all in Cleveland. So it's nice to see when he's stepping up and he's pedaling his feet and nobody's around him, you already know it's going to be a big play. So it was good to see those a couple times. Can there be room for improvement? Most definitely, but this was a step in the right direction. But we just got to see the consistency. Honestly, that's the main thing. Because Derrick Henry, 21 carries for 66 yards or so. Not the best day rushing the ball, only 3 yards a carry, but he did score twice, and that was pretty good. And on those scoring plays, I touched on it earlier, but I'm going to touch on it again. The blocking was outstanding on those touchdown runs. He was untouched, walked right in. Patrick Ricard, phenomenal block on Johnson. I forget the guy's first name. Thank you. Whatever. I'm not a Jets fan. Almost tackle him to the ground. I mean, it was just absolutely physical him, and that's exactly what I said. I said it in the pregame. Your large men want to outmuscle the other opponent's large men, and we did that on those plays. I thought the touchdowns, there weren't any. It wasn't unchy at all. It was, you knew when he got the ball, he was running right in the end zone. I wish we could see that on a lot more run plays. But we'll see. We'll get another shot at it against a not so good defense on Thursday. But yeah, I mean, offense, it was like a C performance. It would have been maybe higher if they could have did some of the things that did in the second half and the first half. But because they were so stagnant in the first half, I have to give them a C. We got to see I don't know. I'm sound like a broken record. I'm about to let Dom talk in a second. Consistency on the offensive line. That's just pretty much it. Lamar, not his best game either. Even with time in the pocket, he was missing throws. He missed a wide open touchdown to Hopkins, just a little bit out of his reach to the corner, and just a couple other misses as well. Like, he had a wide open throw to Andrews in the first quarter. I think this was the first drive of the game. Had a guy open, he just threw it to the dirt way behind him. It's like he heard footsteps coming, but there was nobody there. The line actually protected and held up well on some of those plays. And he just looks like he's hurt. He does look like he's dealing with stuff. I mean, shoot, he was listed today on the practice report with a toe injury. So just add that to the laundry list of injuries. Hamstrings, ankles, toes, and probably one more, knees. I mean, there are 4 different things. I mean, it's all having to do with the legs too. That's not good. That's not good. So we need him to get healthy. So if we can survive this game, we got a 10-day break where he can get right. But anyway, before we get too far on that, Dom, how did you think the offense did watching it on TV?
Yeah, they were not great. Not in sync, not cohesive. We talked about in a pregame, just like trying to get this offense flowing, just getting more in rhythm. They have not done that yet. And you would think they could maybe do that against the Jets defense that has not.
There were moments in the second half.
There were moments, but it just seems as though, I mean, their third down percentage was just absolutely atrocious. They couldn't get really the ball rolling on third down. Like you said, the passing game was kind of out of sync for most parts. I mean, there was that really good pass to Devontae Walker for a gain of 30. They got to first down, a couple passes to Zay. That D-hop pat, like there were some moments, but the offense never really fully seemed like it really got into sync. We still have not seen that performance that that we're used to seeing from a Lamar Jackson or from this Ravens offense. So I'm gonna have, just simply put, that they were not able to get it done offensively as good as they wanted to. Now, I will say I am proud to say that they were actually able to get into the end zone from the red zone on the goal line. That has not been something we've been able to do a lot this year. But lo and behold, they did that. So some things to be happy about, a lot of things to be concerned about when it comes to this offensive performance from the Ravens. I don't know exactly going on with Lamar. I think there's just some things that he's battling that he doesn't really want to either discuss or just doesn't want to give away to any opposition or anything like that. But it's clear to see that he's not fully in sync as his usual self would be. So it's definitely some things that he's gonna have to. I don't know if some things he's gonna have to overcome. I don't know if it's like him just getting back into a rhythm somehow, some way. But this offense needs to find a way to get points on the board at a good clip like they were doing. Now, we're not saying this offense has to score 40 every week. That's not what we're asking for. That's obviously impossible to ask for, and that's just ridiculous to ask for. If that's trying to score 40 a week in the NFL, it's ridiculous. These defenses aren't going to allow that. But we're just asking this offense to be able to move down the field at a good rate. And it's not like they have done that, but not at the rate that we're used to seeing. So we're hoping that maybe on Thursday night they can try to do it against this Bengals defense that has let up a lot of plays for teams to move at a good rate. So I'm hoping that's the case. I'm hoping that we can get that from this team, but I'm not going to lie. For most of that time, I'm going to have to say I'm going to let the crowd do it. When it comes to that offense. But
I thought we lost you for a second.
Wait, did you not hear the sound?
It was like a what did you say?
It was like a booing crowd sound I got from the app. It allows us to use sounds. I was trying to be creative.
Play it again. Let me hear it.
Let me see if we can get the sound. Give me 1 second. Did you hear that time or no? Dang it! I gotta find a way to get
maybe it'll play in the video.
Bloopers.
Watch it back.
Gonz Sports Talk bloopers, folks. That's what we got here. But
maybe it'll play in the video.
Maybe it will. I thought you could hear it though. Okay.
No, I just didn't.
We're gonna pretend that didn't happen, guys, for the sake of saking bloopers. Where else are you gonna get bloopers during an actual video? Nowhere else.
Feel free to troll.
Feel free to troll us. But anyway, yeah. So when it comes to this offense, we're definitely gonna have to see more. We're gonna have to see more from them. We're gonna have to see better consistency, and that comes from the coaching down to the players. So hopefully they can cook something up for the Bengals this Thursday. But all in all, I'm happy that they were able to get points on the board after that slow start. But we got to see more, and they know it. Like even the offense isn't really fully satisfied with these wins. Like you can hear it in their post game press conferences. They're saying like, "Oh, we know like defense and special teams are doing their job. We got to do ours." So it's good to see that they're holding themselves accountable and they're holding themselves to the standard that we know they have set for themselves, and we know that they can get to. So all in all, good win. Offense scored when they needed to score, but we're gonna have to see more.
Yeah, it's just the competition's about to ramp up now. We're about to be playing some top tier teams coming down the road. We got Patriots coming to town, Green Bay Packers, 2 games with the Steelers, which are always tough regardless of the records. Bengals are a high flying offense. They're gonna have to score a lot of points. So we're just gonna have to see what happens. But again, there's flashes. There's definitely flashes. It's not like there's just no hope for us, and we're like scoring 10 points a game. It's just there's just no consistency, and that's the problem. Once they figure it out a little bit, they'll be a lot scarier. Because when they're in rhythm, it's hard to stop them. Because the play action game was really starting to open up last week, or yesterday rather. And, we were able to hit on some chunk plays. Derrick Henry got a big reception. Zay Flowers, like you said, got a couple of receptions over the middle. Those were rhythmic plays. You could see the rhythm and the timing in those completions. So it's like it's there. It's just a flickering pulse. We want a heart line, not just
exactly.
a pulse that's kind of where jumps up and down. Like, you know what I mean? We just need more of those things, and it starts with up front.
We need consistency. I think that's the main thing. We have to be consistent with the rhythmic plays. Like we have to be able to move the ball in rhythm at a consistent rate to keep the defense, to just allow the defense to rest. Because again, when you face a Cincinnati team, like you said, that's a high-powered offense. You want to give that defense some time to actually rest so they can recuperate and get ready to guard those talented, high-caliber players on that offense side of the ball for a team like Cincy. So getting the ball and moving it in rhythm is probably one of the most important things in this league, because you give your defense time to rest, and against these high-power teams that you mentioned, you're going to want to give them all the rest they can get, because like you said, it's not going to get any easier.
And I really like how Todd Monken is sticking with the run game, though. That's huge. Like
Important.
even when it's not working that well, he's staying true to it. And then and then it'll eventually break through, which is what happened on those touchdown runs. So thank you for not just going run, play action on the goal line in the most predictable way possible. They went run, and that was really good because obviously the Jets looked like they weren't expecting it when we ran it on third or fourth and goal, whatever down it was. So that was very good to see. So shout out to Monken for that. Um, I think that's all we need to say about the offense. I mean, it's a work in progress. I mean, Lamar's dealing with injuries. The offensive line is, inconsistent with their play. So those things go hand in hand, and we'll see if anything could go. Emory Jones made his debut. Harbaugh was thinking there in his conference. Somebody asked him if he was going to be part of a rotation, and Harbaugh said that he would not be opposed to doing that in the future. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to change the starting five, but it just doesn't. There's not too much hope that he will. So this is what we're stuck with, and this is what they're going to have to work with for the rest of the season. So we'll see if they can get any better in the next couple weeks. Defensively, pretty solid game. They only really allowed, I want to say, maybe two long drives, one of them resulting in the touchdown in the first half, and then the other one resulted in a Marlon Humphrey punch out right there on the 2 yard line. And I think they got a field goal in there too. So pretty solid from the defense. I mean, when the Jets scored their first touchdown, I really wasn't even like phased. I was just more annoyed that we couldn't do anything on offense. And I felt like if we could have just done an ounce of anything offensively, it wouldn't have mattered if they had scored or not in the first half. Because I just felt like we were wasting opportunities. Nothing was going. We didn't score our first points until right before halftime. So, you know, I thought the defense played a decent game. I mean, there was there were times where they were pressuring Taylor. They got after him a couple times. Tyrod Taylor made some Lamar Jackson like plays, like spinning off of sacks and getting and stiff arming Trenton Simpson and picking up a first down. Like that was insane. Um, I think he also got away from Rowe on a sack, or it was a blitz where he was a little bit dance like back there on some plays. Um, Taking off, getting some yards. Draymond Jones had 2 sacks. He was holding on for dear life on one of them. It's just and something else we talked about in pregame. They're still not consistently getting to the quarterback. As in, you do the hard part, you get there, but you can't wrap them up. I mean, Mike Green almost had him one time. Yeah, it was exactly what it was. That was probably on the screen. Mike Green had a hold of him on his waist, couldn't wrap up. It just you need to see those sacks happen because you're going to play people better than Tyrod Taylor, and I am understanding the pass rush. We have to acknowledge it. Like if we're going to acknowledge the bad, we also got to acknowledge the good. The pass rush is ramping up a little bit down the stretch a little, and it's not just the blitz. There are moments where we can get a little bit of pressure even with our starting four, and that's great to see. But you still got to make the play because it doesn't matter if you can't tackle them and make them. If they can just buy more time and make you pay, why even bother getting there? So it's improving. I like what I'm seeing. I mean, Mike Green was bursting down the backfield on a couple plays, and that's great. But it's just the details, the fine tuning. Now you got to start. Now you got to fine tune it a little bit. Make sure you guys are practicing this wrap ups because they're not. It's not consistent. The tackling of the quarterback specifically is what we need to work on for the pass rush department. Okay, so let's get that straightened out. But shout out to Draymond Jones for his 2 sacks. So that was helpful. And blitz pressure made Tyrod throw some passes that weren't very accurate, especially the one that made them settle for the field goal. Big blitz, hit him, almost hit him as he throw. He was looking for Mason Taylor on like a crossing route. Ball was completely out, inaccurate and out of his way, and completely influenced by the pressure. So shout out to the Ravens defense trying to get things figured out in the pass rush department, and I like what I'm seeing. Now bring the quarterback down. I already said Marlon Humphrey. That was a huge strip on the goal line. So shout out to Marlo. Interception for TJ Tampa. Congrats. I know it didn't really matter because it was the garbage time, but a first career pick is a first career pick. So good job, bro. And yeah, Brees Hall, he had his yards, and we knew he was going to get some touches then that were going to go for a long way. But I thought they kept him in check for the most part, aside from those big plays at the end of the game. That was the drive that I was talking about where Marlowe got the fruit punch knockout. Yeah, missed tackle by Loie Gilman, took that screen all the way down to the 20. Got another screen, got him down to the 10, got our handoff, got another big gain. But other than that one drive, Brees Hall didn't do too much. I don't know. Maybe Dom will correct me if I'm wrong, but they did a pretty good job. No, like we said, no Garrett Wilson. Adonai Mitchell had a couple grabs. Mechie had a couple grabs. And yeah, they were doing a pretty decent job on Brees. So I mean, good game plan by the Ravens. Zachary Orr, good job in the blitz department. Solid performance from this defense. I was pretty happy with that. We want to get to that point where we can depend on the defense to get stops. Now, if we could just imagine if we get our offense playing the same level, we're going to be a scary team. So we'll see what happens. But what did you think of the D?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it did what it needed to do for most of that game. I believe Brees Hall had 20 total touches between rushing and receiving for about 119 total yards, if I'm not mistaken, about close to 120.
Okay.
So did what you could for the most part. He definitely had his moments for sure, like you said. I know we highlighted in the pregame, keying in on him was going to be the main thing because he's pretty much their main source of offense for that Jets team. I mean, Brees, he's just, especially with Garrett Wilson being out, he's just an electric back, and he can do it all. So we know he's a threat. He's a dual threat back. So it was good to see we were able to do what we could against him. And Marlon at the end of the game with the punch out was just icing on the cake. Shout out to him. I don't even know how he did that with the crowd being around. He just had a perfect hand on the ball and was just able to rip it out. So shout out to Marlo. He seems to always kind of make those plays in the clutch, and boy, did we need it because they were right there knocking on the door to try to make something happen, and they would have maybe made something happen on that play if it was not for Marlo. So big shout out to Marlon Humphrey there as well. And like you said, shout out to TJ Tampa for his first career interception. They don't come easy. So even if it's garbage time, F it. That's your first career NFL interception. Hold on to that ball, TJ. You deserve it. As far as his defense is concerned, I didn't have too many takeaways from it. I think, like I said, it did what it needed to do. The tackling is still kind of worrying me with this defense. Like you said, they're not finishing plays a lot as much as I would like them to, and we got to start cleaning that up. Especially, and you brought up a good point in the sack department. We should have had Tyrod a couple more times than letting on. And I know that Harbaugh spoke in a press conference last week saying Tyrod is a difficult quarterback to bring down, and I can respect Tyrod. But dude, if you get back there, it's just like what we discussed. When you get back there, you got to finish. And like you said, Roquan missed one. I think Draymond, he finished with about 1.5 sacks. Mike Green had a sack, I think, in that game. So guys were doing what they could, but we got to get better at tackling, finishing these
Mike
guys.
Green could have had 2. He missed one bad.
And see, that's what I mean. Like, it's just you got to finish. Like,
Well, it wasn't bad. Let me not say it was a blatant, but if you get, like you said, you get hands on him, you want to bring him down.
Yeah, you want to bring him down. So we definitely got to emphasize that. And if Joe Burrow is indeed coming back on Thursday night, you definitely want to bring him down because we know what he's done to us in the past. But we'll bring that up in pregame later. But going forward, though, I think the defense, like seeing the defense play the way it's been playing, I mean, I like seeing it. I like seeing it a lot. I like seeing their improvement. I like seeing the fact they're not giving up as many points as they usually have. And I can appreciate it. We just have to keep up. I think obviously there's levels that they can take this to. They can take it to a whole nother level if they want to. honestly. Like, I still would like to see. I did, and to your point, I did see that we are trying to getting a little bit of pressure with 4. I think we can do a little bit better.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
There's still room for improvement with
I'm
that,
just
but like you
acknowledging
said,
a slight turnaround from
yeah, and that
absolutely nothing.
yeah, and I will acknowledge that as well. Like, you have to acknowledge the improvement when you see it, and there has been improvement in that department. I think the acquisition of Draymond Jones has done really big wonders for this defense. He's been playing inside, he's playing out. He's like another chess piece that this team can use, especially on that defensive line. And he's proven wonders. So I'm hoping he can continue to bring that juice. Mike Green, I think, led the team in pressures yesterday. He's continuing just to get better as the season goes on. I believe he now has 2.5 sacks on the season.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out Mike Green. I just hope that, he can continue to improve as well. Like, the guys are getting better as the games go on. My thing is, if this team wants to make a playoff push, you have to take this defense to the next level, right? Like, the level it's at now is okay. It's winning your games, I will say, but you got to be able to take it up a notch. And
Oh, we're gonna have an opportunity to with this schedule.
yeah, so you definitely got to take it up a notch, and you could prove that you can indeed contend with some of these other offenses in the league. But other than that, I think the defense played well. I think you highlighted a lot of good things that they did on Sunday. Um, they're still getting trying to take advantage of opportunities to get the ball multiple turn. I think this team has had a consecutive streak of turnovers defensively these past couple of games. So, the shout out to them for still just going after the ball. That's something we've been trying to stress earlier in the season that they haven't really been doing a great job of, but they've been doing it as of late, really getting their hands on the ball and getting the ball back to the offense. So shout out to this defense. You gotta, and credit to Zach Orr. He took a lot of criticism earlier in the year. Obviously, even from us, take credit. I'll definitely take my hand in that. I was critical of him in the beginning of the year. But again, it was a turnaround, got his guys back and was able to use them to the best way that he can. So shout out to him. I think there still needs to be improvement. But other than that, I mean, hats off to this defense.
Well, they're gonna get a chance to have that improved opportunity in a second once you start playing the better level of competition down the stretch. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if they rise to the challenge. If they do make the playoffs, and they have a chance to, of course, they will be battle tested for sure, for sure. Um, it's just how the schedule works itself out. I mean, you got Patriots and Packers back to back. You've got Steelers and Bengals twice. I mean, it's going to be tough. So I'd say they're going to have a nice little lineup of test subjects to see where they really stand on the defensive side of the ball compared to what they were in the beginning. So we'll see. We're going to see. It starts on Thursday. Couple things, injuries, not too many things. We heard there was our defensive tackle. What's his name? Taven Bryan, right? He's going to be on IR. It sounds like, according to John Harbaugh. I didn't see this during the game, but Kyle Hamilton apparently left the game. And
Yeah,
I didn't see it until afterwards, and
it was
he
about like
should be
3 minutes
fine.
left. It was about 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Oh, it
Maybe less
sucks.
than that when he left.
Well,
So
he's been banged up too. I know he was dealing with an injury coming out of the Browns game. But Harbaugh said he has a shot to play on Thursday night, so I'm hoping he can get out there. He's a huge piece to this defense, and we're going to need every bit of him for this offense. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't think there was any other thing. We talked about Lamar already. Um, but I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty things of the injury report. We're going to talk about that in a later video down the road. But yeah, Ravens get the dub against the Jets, improve to 6-5. Chicago defeats Pittsburgh, and now that gives us the sole lead of the division for now. It's close, it's a tie, but we have the upper hand on the tie. So we'll see what happens. Ravens got the Bengals on Thanksgiving night, and the Steelers have the Bills coming to town at 1 o'clock on Sunday. So we will see if the Ravens can extend their lead. Hopefully, the Bills could do us a favor. I'm not sure. They did lose to the Texans last week. That was pretty weird. But not surprising because we talked about that. And, seeing that as a potential upset. But we're here. We're in. What are we now? Week 13.
We are indeed
We're
in week.
approaching week 13. Okay, good. So I guess we'll
Well,
see.
technically,
Yeah.
I guess we'll be in week 13 tomorrow because Monday Night Football just ended not too long ago. So
Yeah.
I guess we'll be in week 13 then. By the way, guys, Monday Night Football.
That was a sloppy game.
That was just atrocious. Niners come out with an ugly win, but good Lord.
Oh, by the way, the Cowboys won. I called that. I said by me picking the Eagles, the Cowboys will now win. So I was incorrect technically, but also kind of right because I knew what was going to happen. Shoot, if I can have the ability to make teams lose or make teams win by picking them to win, I'll do it every game. I will. I don't care about my record. I really don't. But if I have,
we're gonna give Gonz a quick applause for that, ladies and gentlemen.
I will pick the Steelers to win, so then the Bills can win. So yeah, I will pick.
To not hear these sounds, I'm kind of upset.
I will pick the Chiefs to win, so the Cowboys can win. I'll do it again. You'll have to see. You have to come check us out again for our next week's prediction show, which we'll be dropping hopefully in the next day or two. But anyway, I think we're good enough here. I think we've talked about everything we needed to. Yeah, so we're already in week 13 mode now. Ravens have a game in 2 days. Because it's after midnight right now. It's Tuesday technically. So yeah, 2 days for this game. Anything else you want to talk about, or I think we hit it all?
Nah, I think we're good. Good win. Well, ugly win. Not a great win.
I'll
it
take
was a
hey,
win.
starting
It was a
1
win.
and
Hey,
5.
listen, it's a
I'll take
win.
it.
We never
It was a good
argue
win.
with a win, but it's a win. So we're gonna let's give him another applause for the win.
It was a little bit better than the Browns game.
It was a little bit better than the Browns game. It was a win. So we take those when we can get them. But against this Cincy team, you're going to have to match them point for point. We'll see if they can do it.
Yeah, I think they can. Sneak peek, but we'll see. We'll talk about it more. All right. Well, thanks again for stopping by and joining us. If you remember to leave a like and a subscribe if you do enjoy this content. We try to post 3 times per week. And we do a combination of videos and live streams. So make sure you check them out if you can. What was that?
Sorry, I'm losing this with I'm trying to hit that one. There we go.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, right. There you go. All right. Well, thanks again, guys. We are going to go ahead and get on out of here. We will see you back for Ravens pregame and predictions for Week 13. So take care. Have a great night. Hope you're getting your Thanksgiving plans in order. Making your travel plans, getting your food, buying your food, going grocery store shopping, because it's going to be a big feast day on Thursday, and then we get to end it off with a Ravens football game at 8:30. So we'll see. Let's go Ravens. We're proud. We're happy they've gotten their feet above ground now, or face above water, whatever you want to call it.
Head above
6 and 5, huh?
Head above water, you mean?
I'm gonna say face because I need another win, and then I'll say head.
Wait, isn't the face? Never mind. We're gonna.
Well, yeah, you're at the water. You stick your face up. Okay, get some air. So you come on now. I know you used to swim in deep water. You know what I mean by that. All right, guys, we're done. We're gonna get out of here. I think Dom looks like he's a little tired. I'm a little tired too, but we'll see you soon. This is Dom and Gonz. We're signing out. Have a great night. Get your Thanksgiving plans ready, and we'll see you soon. Go Ravens.